so on. These are, of course, issues of great concern, in the African continent. When the Vice President opened the meeting, he referred to Ghana going back into the arms of the Bretton Woods institutions. And I think Ghana's kind of cyclical movement has had a number of aspects of the country becoming a model of both the good and the bad. Emily spoke about this being the centenary year of the birth of Kwame Nkrumah, who is the founder of this country, whose 100th birthday we celebrated on the 23rd of September. It's a celebration that will go on to May next year. The culminating event will be the 25th of May next year, which is African Liberation Day. That's the founding day of the then Organization of African Union, now the African Union. That day has been celebrated as the last day because Nkrumah represents, certainly in Ghana and Africa, two pillars. The pillar of this country's independence, because he transformed the anti-colonial struggle from being a debate between the elite and the governors and the British government to being a political process with the masses at the center. Ordinary people at the center of politics. And I dare say that the same thing about a people-centered approach is very much what Social Watch is about. In different historical moments, the same ideas find different organizational expressions. There's a lot of discussion today about what the NGO form means for political organization. Depending on the country that you are in, the NGO form is either an additional vehicle for strengthening political organization, or it's I would say a resort where there's no political space. And therefore, depoliticization of politics expresses itself in the NGO form. I think that Social Watch represents an interesting amalgam of these diverse experiences. There are countries where the NGO is about the only vehicle through which people are able to articulate anything. We have those types of organizations in Social Watch. And it is very important that they do have that vehicle through which they are able to connect with the rest of it and be part of the worldwide movement. They also have forms of expression. That also is very important. What allows us to share. So that, for example, when we talk here in Ghana and in many African countries about NGOs in some Latin American or Asian countries, you can see the dynamism of the continuous spirit of democratic and anti-imperialist struggle, which stretches from the NGOs to more explicitly political organizations. And I think that is quite important, because the project, of course, that Social Watch is engaged in, the project about democratization, the project about a world without equality, a world without poverty, is fundamentally a struggle about power. And you cannot struggle about power without being engaged in political struggle. So no matter the organizational form in which we are expressing ourselves, we are very much at the center of a political process around people. That's why I'm saying that the centenary of Kwame Nkrumah, the meeting being held here, actually represents for us a great symbolism. Because once Nkrumah came, he was invited back to the country in 1947 by the elite leaders who had been engaged in dialogue with the colonial government about creating more space for local leaders, so to speak, to have space in the political system. And they expected him to simply improve this mechanism of intra-elite negotiation. He completely transformed the project by creating a vehicle which was the masses in the center. And that was the split between him and those with whom he started. In fact, one of the political leaders who invited him, with whom he split, was asked a question by the famous African-American writer Richard Wright, who came to Ghana for the independence celebration. And he asked him, so what do you think about the role of the masses in politics? And the guy said, masses, I don't like that word. Okay? That summarized the difference in Nkrumah and those people. And for Tanya's benefit, there's also an American subplot to that independence celebration. Nixon represented the U.S. here. And it is reported I met a group of people, black women, said, oh, how does it feel to be free? And the people said, We wouldn't know we have Malabar.